Now, I'm going to shoot across here now. How do we work out the borders in Africa?
Tribes.
Someone said tribes. Who was that?
Yeah.
That's good. What do you mean by that? It's a correct answer. What do you mean?
Because the way tribe members born and have like or whatever. Now they take flying over.
Yeah. So shoot back to what Stephen's list. So just add this one on here. Traditional homelands can determine borders. Now if we just assume that we're doing Africa there, who can come and point to me there what they think is an artificial border on Africa? Right, come on out and show us an artificial border. If it's an artificial border, how's it going to stand out on the map?
Straight.
It's likely to be straight because it's likely to be latitude and longitude. Come and find some for us.
No, is that one?
Correct. Now find another three.
Alright. That one.
So you're zooming in on here, so you're saying that one there?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you pointed to that one there?
Yeah.
Okay. What sort of landscape is that?
Isn't like.
Yeah, it's a desert, it's the Sahara Desert, so it makes sense to have that sort of boundary if you've got no other landmarks you can actually see. Doesn't make sense. Yep, keep going. Any other artificial ones?
Maybe like those.
Okay, so here we have Egypt. So the Egyptian border is in fact a dead straight line too. Okay, now point to what you think, sorry, I've gone too far. What you think is a natural border?
That one.
That one there? Now, that one, just point to one, just give me one.
That one.
Do you reckon that one there? And what's it following?
Is that like a tree line or something?
No. No tree
There's a
line.
desert there. There's a desert there.
Okay, so there's a desert on that side. All right. On this side, you're quite right. It used to be tribal homelands of different groups of people. Okay. Now, if you are a tribal group, do you in fact care where the national border is? No. Okay. Why not?
Because you're a tribal group.
Because you're a tribal group, so what? I mean, the Zulus have about 2 million people.
You can go
That's a
that
substantial
far.
amount.
You can go that far.
You don't go that far. The resources you want are probably not the ones that are worth fighting over on this. So who actually works out these borders? Who did this?
The government.
Okay, well the answer was European governments. And if we just throw an old map on top, so we've got that, for example. Okay, so here's the map of Africa as it was in 1885 actually. Right. Just stuck across the top here so we can actually see what's going on. And if we look, for example, in this area down the bottom here, anybody see, that's the modern border, see the modern border there? I've got that stuck on. And there's an old one. So who owns this, you reckon? Or what country is that? Can anyone tell? They're not countries, but the names are not even the same today. They've shifted. You've got to read that. So that's calling that Congo, Angola. And we can see the country ends roughly there. Alright, there's a separate country here. And what are the main features?
Kalahari Desert.
Right, so we can see the Kalahari Desert, a natural feature. Yeah, absolutely. What else can we see?
Lots of rivers.
Rivers, because they could work out where the rivers actually were, and they're good natural features. But what about that? Sine, what is that? What's the Matabele?
I'm not sure. Tribe. It's like a plane.
Right. Ah, Sine, because she used to come from just down the road.
Oh. Medicine.
Right? So it is an African tribe. And this down here?
Tribe.
Which tribe? Zululand. Okay. So when they had to try and make up the borders here, it gets very confusing. So what they've done, take off colonial Africa. Let's look at this border right here. That one there is a dead straight line, but it's not on that side and it's not on that side. So what do you reckon's happened there? Anyone?
Longitude,
There's nothing there.
or latitude.
There's nothing there. So if there's nothing there, how on earth do you work out a natural border? So they followed the river for a while, and they're following the river on that side. But that bit there used to be where a nomadic tribe wandered up and down across the northern part of the Kalahari Desert with absolutely no problem. They can't do that anymore because that's now one country. This is now a separate country. And does it make a difference? Absolutely. If we zoom in and check it out, here is the border between these two countries now. Right? How are they different, folks? Anyone at all? What do we see? That yellow line is Google Earth putting the border on. If I switch that off, see if you can work out where the border would have been. So, here. Switch off. The border's right. So what is that?
Road.
Yeah, it's a road and a fence. So you can no longer graze your cattle on either side, all the way through what would have been in the past an area where they could have wandered at will, they no longer can. That's just been put there in an arbitrary way. Any other differences you can see north and south?
Not really. Are they towns or are they rocks?
These are little salt lakes. But check this out. What are all these little white lines?
Roads.
They're roads. How come there's roads on one side and there's none on the other side?
Because that's poor.
Because the other side's poor. And in fact the other side is got a devastated sort of economy. So that's another example where it makes a huge difference which side of the border you are on. And the individual people that would have lived there in the past are pretty well ignored. They don't get any other options to go through.